commitment to healing and social justice. Our speaker is in his 12th year serving as rabbi at Mishkan Shalom. He has spent decades, however, consulting with and supporting congregations, organizations, social justice movements, and sustainability initiatives, both in the Jewish and the wider world. He is the author of Offerings of the Heart, Money and Values in Faith Community, and numerous other books and publications. He is multi-talented. He also has a background of accomplishment in film, music, and theater. How about that? As a respected leader in Philadelphia's faith and social justice community, our speaker has been a visible and vocal proponent for peace and justice for the Palestinian people. He was out front in Philly's community of faith leaders early on in 2023, challenging U.S. Senator John Fetterman to change his stance and support a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. Please give a warm welcome to Rabbi Sean Zedek.
I think anybody that Terry introduces you want to hear, so I'm more interested in hearing myself now as a result of that. Whether I can rise up to it, I don't know, but I'm just so appreciative of Terry and Robin and all of you who have helped organize this. Just the fact that you are here. You may not necessarily get the feedback or interact with people who can give you the gratitude, but just know that your constant presence through rain and shine over these many weeks, months, and now years, sadly, has a palpable effect for the people who are not here physically, but feel the world is a better place for you being here and the possibility of a lasting peace. And I'm so moved by Robin's beginning, because I certainly felt I needed it too, is to be the peace that we seek. And, you know, the nonviolence that we're advocating for, not adding to the suffering as if though that will make us feel better because we've counseled somebody else or demeaned them. And that is a profound contribution in this moment in time too, so thank you. Robin, as you talked, I felt as I was trying to come back grounded in my body that what a nexus of moments. You know, when I said, oh, I can make this week, I didn't look at the calendar and go, oh, Juneteenth, the summer solstice at 10:47 or whatever it is, you know, this evening, that we would be saber rattling and have Israel and Iran in their exchange, that the decimation in Gaza, the fear for all of Israel's population, which of course includes Jews, Christians, Muslims, and other folks, lest we forget that there are people there of all backgrounds as well. And what we would be seeing in our own country, and people being plucked off our own streets, including the many families that we support as a justice community committed to immigrants and refugees finding a safe haven here. There's a lot. It's too much for any of us to handle at any particular period of time. But that's why coming and focusing and feeling the palpability of our connections becomes so important. So I hope this moment in time, which feels a bit like the locker room before the next big march next week, and who knows how many weeks that we have ahead of us in this area. Well, I wanted to share a few of other people's words beyond this and close with a song that we sing regularly in our services in Mishkan. But why not start with someone whose life was extinguished by the Holocaust, Eddie Hillesum, who was a fighter for liberation in the most terrible of times herself. And she wrote, "You must continue to take yourself seriously. You must remain your own witness, marking well everything that happens in this world, never shutting your eyes to reality. You must come to grips with these terrible times and try to find answers to the many questions they pose. Perhaps the answers will help not only yourself, but also others." And so we draw on each other that way. And I want to add the words of a friend and activist for decades, Gershon Baskin, who in many ways is one of the preeminent Israeli-Palestinian back-channel negotiators for over 3 decades. And he wrote this just the other day, and I wanted to lift up his words here. While Iranian missiles are being fired at Israel, the Israel government is busy demonstrating its power, its ability to wreak mass destruction on Iran. She's trying to convince the Iranian people that the bombs are only aimed against the Hayatian regime and not against citizens. But all eyes are still on Gaza, the war that was supposed to hurt not only Hamas and turn the Strip into a desert. 2 million Palestinians remain homeless, infrastructure destroyed, schools, universities, hospitals, roads, electricity, water, and functioning government. An entire civilization has been erased, while Netanyahu waits for a total surrender to come. Hamas will not surrender, and now Trump is jumping on the bandwagon. The dangerous leaders in Iran, Hamas, Israel, and the White House treat us, the citizens, like tools in a game of chess. They don't care if we stand or if we fall. No, we don't want Iran to have a nuclear bomb. Iran is an advanced scientific and technological power. Their nuclear program has existed for over 30 years. Does anyone really believe that if they wanted a bomb, that it wouldn't already be achieved?
Thank you.
According to expert assessment, Iran is aiming to nuclear threshold capacity, the ability to produce nuclear weapons in a short time if it decides, violating international agreements. However, bomb prevention is not made by war. It's made through negotiation. Let's not forget, the nuclear agreement of 2015 limited the amount of uranium in Iran. Netanyahu is the one who convinced Trump to drop that agreement, a step that has brought Iran to the edge of nuclear capacity. The alleged shield of Israel actually accelerated the danger, and the current war may lead to an agreement that will prevent enrichment in Iran. But what was possible in diplomacy can only be achieved long term. Netanyahu has managed to divert the conversation from the failure of October 7th, the kidnappers, the war in Gaza, and also from the destruction and killing in the West Bank, while Israelis cheer for victories against Iran. I do not feel safer in a world that hates Iran. We've gotten used to the idea that only military power solves problems. The last weekend, Israeli and Palestinian organizations held a conference in Paris with over 300 Israeli and Palestinian participants, including residents of Gaza, with a clear call for peace. The conference took place during the Israeli attack on Iran. We want peace with the country of Israel, and Israel, this is what part of what they stated. We want peace with the country of Israel, and ask for success of the Congress. It was an open meeting, not behind closed doors. The message was, it's time to end the conflict. No more wars, no more blood. A regime change is required in Iran, in Palestine, and in Israel for everybody's freedom. We'll throw the U.S. in too, right? Remember to vote. So is there any hope? A good ending is a controlled agreement. This is what is needed for Iran, for Gaza, for the Palestinian and the Israeli people. Israelis, and I count among them my friends and colleagues and my family, over 25 of them, who I am while I'm here, regularly in touch as they are in their shelters, or actually not having shelters, in the streets seeking protection. So my commitment is not to demonize or otherize anybody. I feel my calling them and letting them know I love them is taking a stand for Gaza as well, and not saying only certain lives are more worthy than others. It gives me the strength to come here in moments like this, right? But the Israelis will not forget Netanyahu's damages. The Palestinian people will not forget Hamas, and the Iranians will not forget the damages of the regime that has also imprisoned them. So now is the time to send clear messages around borders. Iran must return to its people. Israel and Palestine must know each other. Sanity must cease the fire now. So we join in reading with Israelis and Iranians and Palestinians these words that they crafted themselves. We reject the so-called fate of the gods as a single solution. Endless wars will not benefit our people. We all deserve peace and security. Let us say amen. Amen. And so I'll finish here with a poem, and I'm not going to tell you who wrote it, because it could have emanated from any rubble in any of the places we just talked about, perhaps even in our own city in portions that themselves are burned out and barely habitable here in Philadelphia. In the heart of ancient walls, I stay, not in peace but pressed by strife, a bunker home, a borrowed life. Two small ones tugging at my side, too young to know the fear we hide. Eyes like stars in the skies gone dark. They play with toys, they flinch at sparks. My love, my wife, her breath runs tight 35 weeks, and every night she sleeps on stone, she dreams of air, while I, countless heartbeats, say silent prayers. And the sirens and the missiles wail like ancient cries, and thunder answers from the skies. Missiles fall like cursed rain from distant lands that speak in pain. We run again, 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 like waves against a window pane. No cradle rocks, no bellies rest, no time to nest. And yet, in all this tomb of dust and fear, there's life, there's breath, my family's near. We build a world from blocks and song. We hold each other, brave and strong. The prayers above seep through the stone like holy light. We're not alone. This cave, this womb, this sacred floor, it holds our dreams and something more. A hope that no war flame can kill, a faith that shelters deeper still. So here we live, and here we stay, until peace finds its winding way.